We've discussed this at caucus at length numerous times. I haven't heard one caucus member in our caucus say, come on, we have to support the government on this. This is what our people want us to do, support the government. I didn't hear it. I can't speak for the Liberal caucus, but I think we heard from the member from Yarmouth what their feelings are about the whole thing, Madam Speaker. So there has to be a lot of soul searching, and I think that's the best way to put it. Soul searching by every single member across this floor. Remember who put you here.
That's right.
Remember who you're responsible to. You're responsible to your constituents, whether they're union or non-union, who need this province to be in strong economic position to move forward. First contract arbitration will not allow that to happen. I'm trying to think of a business in Guysborough Sheet Harbour that I can reference to using this as an example, and I probably will later. That the honourable member could probably go to and ask, what do you think of first contract arbitration? Is that going to save you?
What?
Think about it. I can't wait.
They'll say what?
I can name lots of businesses in my constituency. I referenced a few of them today that would, if first contract arbitration was imposed, they wouldn't be here. They would not be here if they. Oh, Madam Speaker, I'm really liking the remarks because we're going to be here over Christmas, I know, because all these people across the floor that are talking now, I know will stand up for an hour when it comes their time. I can't wait. Just look at it. Count the number of days. Count the number of hours between now and New Year's. So maybe we can have Christmas celebrations here in this house. The tree will be up soon and we can all gather around for our
Order,
gifts.
please. If I could remind the member to speak to the principles of the bill, not about Christmas. We have work to do. Order. Order. I would remind the member to speak to the principles of the bill. Thank you. And not Christmas.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The honourable member for Victoria, the Lakes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I made those references in response to some of the talk that was coming from across the floor as the principles were being spoken about. If we could call them principles.
Paying off your friends is not a principle.
Madam Speaker, we all have to realize the seriousness of this legislation.
Leonard, there'll be no presents for you.
I know that when I speak.
A business closing out sale, probably.
Madam Speaker, I know that when I speak to constituents in my area this weekend, first contract arbitration is not going to be what's on their mind. It's going to be, what about my road? That's what we're here for, Madam Speaker. We're here to improve the lives of our fellow Nova Scotians, not drive business that improves the lives of Nova Scotians away or force them to close. Each and every one of us, in our own way, are here to help our fellow Nova Scotians. First contract arbitration, to me, to our caucus, does not improve the lives of Nova Scotians. Does not improve the lives of Nova Scotians whatsoever. Government would be much better if they looked at ways of creating jobs. Everyone knows we need more job creation. This bill that's before us today, Madam Speaker, does not create jobs. Not one single job does it create. We talk about the economy and ways that we can improve the economy of this province. We have a tremendous asset in the shipyard, and we know that that's going to benefit us for years and years to come. that is creating jobs. That is creating jobs, again, based on Irving's capability to produce, have an able workforce that gets the job done. That's what we need in the province of Nova Scotia. We don't need arbitration, first contract arbitration, to drive business away. We don't need it, Madam Speaker. So again, I can't stress enough that government has to take the time to sit back and think about what this is going to do to the people in your constituency first. Because although we're all representing a particular party, we also, first of all, represent the people that put us here.
That's right. Try that. That's right.
I have no problem going back to the constituents in Victoria the Lakes and defending my stand on first contract arbitration, or better called again, first contract imposition. Because I know it's not on their radar. It's not what they want. They never asked me to come forward and support a government that's going to impose something like this. They've asked me to talk to the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal on the possibility of getting some roads repaired or done within the area. They talk about issues relating to community services, whether it's housing, whether it's Department of Health, for problems getting their mother or father or grandmother or grandfather put in the Alderwood Rest Home in Bedeck. That's what they talk to me about. They don't talk about first contract arbitration. The furthest thing from their mind. But they want a workplace where their child who is out in Calgary, Alberta, like mine is right now, they want a workforce in Nova Scotia that my son and their son or daughter can come home and work here. That's what they want. So all of a sudden, first contract arbitration comes up. Unless you're in the union, see ya, stay out west. Because the businesses will not be here to support my son coming home or anybody else's son or daughter or grandchild to come home.
That's right.
The businesses will not be here. That's what we have to look at. So first contract arbitration is going to save everything? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's going to destroy more than save. Mr. Speaker, I can't help but go back to comparing what has happened with the introduction of this piece of legislation and the introduction of Bill 100. And what its purpose, the purpose was of setting up Bill 100. It's called the Labour Management Review Commission. And I already read the mandate, Mr. Speaker, as to what that committee should be doing. All of a sudden, government comes along after hearing from the Labour Management Review Commission that they can't come to consensus on it, say, damn the torpedoes, we're going through anyway. We're going to introduce the bill, whether they can reach consensus on it or not, because it's on our agenda, it's our go forward, and this is what we're going to do, and nobody's going to stop us. That's what's happening. So I guess... I think, Mr. Speaker, each and every member over there has to consider, go back to Bill 100, remember what it was set up to do. We fought against it in this legislature for hours and hours and hours and hours. We brought it across the concerns of business, whether it was the Restaurant Association, whether it was the CFIB, whether it was the Retail Council of Canada. This government just does not listen, Mr. Speaker. They have their agenda, they're sticking to it. We can all stand up on this side of the House, hopefully representing the wishes of the people of this province, but that doesn't matter. They want this legislation to go through, and they're going to make sure it does. Well, God help us, Mr. Speaker. God help us. When we see businesses leaving this province, all of a sudden the constituent in Victoria the Lakes that wants to get his or her road paved can't be done because this province doesn't have any more money to pave the roads. So, Mr. Speaker, I ask the government to once again consider their wrongs. This bill, Mr. Speaker, is wrong, 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 to quote our leader. It's wrong, wrong, wrong. And you're going to be hearing that a lot, I know, as the members of this caucus get up and speak on this bill. That's right. And I think, Mr. Speaker, I think when you look across the floor of this legislature now, the things that we say representing businesses in this province are the same, that they don't listen to them. They didn't listen to business. Why should they listen to us? I guess that's probably what they're thinking. That's the attitude, Madam Speaker, of this government.
Who are they?
That's the arrogance of this government.
Who are they listening to?
So, all of a sudden, I asked the question before, early on. The Labour Management Commission couldn't reach a consensus on this bill. Business in this province do not want this bill. So I guess I can't wait for somebody to get up and tell us who wants this bill. Who wants it? What direction has government received that this bill is the cat's meow? What direction? Who wants it? Is it just the members that sit across there? I don't think so. All we have to do is just keep remembering the Michelin reference. And what would happen should Michelin become unionized? 3,500 plus people work for Michelin. How can you explain to those people if it happens that Michelin pulls away from this province mainly because of first contract arbitration? Madam Speaker, I know that my time is almost up, but I feel it's very important that we hear from the people of this province. But I feel it's even more important, Madam Speaker, that this government listens to the people from this province and not impose their own agenda, whether the people of this province like it or not. It's time to start listening. Listen to what the people are saying. I know there's been a large outcry for first contract arbitration. The streets are running wild. People demanding first contract arbitration.
They want it for Christmas.
Where did it come from, Madam Speaker? Where?
That's right.
Why are we talking about this in this House when we all have better things to do?
We do.
Hear, hear.
Why are we talking about it? Because those people want to get this through because it's on their agenda. Damn the torpedoes. So, Madam Speaker, with those few words, I will take my seat and make a motion that debate be adjourned until a further day.
Sorry, thank you. The motion is that we do now adjourn debate on bill number 102. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. I recognize the Honourable Government House Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, that concludes the government's business for the day and for the week. I wish you to now rise, and after the daily routine, we will be doing bills 94, 95, 96, 98, 100, and I think we'll return to 102, Madam Speaker. So I wish, as I said, I wish you now rise to meet for the hours of 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday.
Motion is that we do now rise to meet again on Monday, November 21st, between the hours of 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The motion is carried. We stand adjourned.